Hey guys, it's Camilla from Code with Camilla. Today we're going to continue talking about loops.
Okay, so there are two statements, two keywords we have to learn today, which are used with loops. The first keyword called continue. So for instance, if we had following program, int I less than 20, if we want to print only numbers that divide to 3 without remainder. So remember how we do it, right? We do, this is a different kind of division. When you use percent, it returns you the remainder of the division. And in previous videos, when we tried to write this program, what we did if it divides without remainder, then we print the value, right? So if we run this one, you see what's happening. It loops through the I variable from 0 to 20, and it tries every time. So every time when the value increments, I value, it divides by 3. If the remainder is 0, which
it prints it on the
then
screen.
then we print it, right? You could do it a little differently, right? So what you could do, you could use keyword continue. What continue does, it does not go to the next statement in the for loop. Instead, it goes immediately back to the start. So we can rewrite this for loop differently. If we say if it doesn't divide to 3 without remainder, go back to the loop and continue. What it does, it just goes back, continues incrementing, and goes down. So let's see it in the debugger.
Doesn't the for loop let it do that anyways? Doesn't it always continue till the last value? What's the point of it if the for loop already does that?
So for loop, what continues does, it does not allow it, instead of going through all the statements in the for loop, because you see this is the next statement, it's not going to go to this one, it's going to go immediately back to the start. So it's not going to execute the next line. So let's do it from 1, right? So now let's see. That's why I want to show you in the debugger. So the value of I is 1. If you divide by 3, what's the remainder will be?
Well, 1.
1. You see? So the condition is true, right? It's not 0. So what's going to do? It's not going to go to this line. Instead, it's going immediately back to the start of the loop. You see? It increments I. Again, I divide by 3. The condition is true because it's not 0, right? The division will be 2. Continue. Goes back to increment. It increments I. It's 2 now. Becomes 3. Then it goes back to condition. Checks the condition is still less than 20. Right?
Yes.
Now, does 3 divide by 3 without remainder?
Yes.
So what it's going to do, it's not going to it's not going to this line. Instead, it skips and it goes here. So what we did in the previous example, we print if the value of I was dividing by 3 without remainder. Here we say we do not, if it's not dividing by 3, we're doing the opposite. We're just going back to the for loop, so it increments until we get to this point. Understand?
Yes.
So it could be anything. So if you have a very complicated logic, right? For instance, this something here. Another line. So usually what you do if you do continue, if you have lots of code here, you want to skip all of them. You don't want to execute them. You just call continue. It's not gonna do anything. So instead of executing everything in this for loop, it's gonna just go back to the start. So it's skipping all of these lines.
But eventually it does read those lines.
Only if you not get it, if you're going to continue. So it all depends on this condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I do this, how many times you think this it's gonna print I?
It's not going to print it, is it?
It's never gonna print. Let's see. You see, it even said it's unreachable code. The C# told you it's unreachable code because continue goes back to the start of the loop, and it's the first statement in our loop, so it's not gonna let you go here. When I put if, it was a condition which was sometimes was true, sometimes was false, so that allowed you to move to the next line. But here, if you put continue the first one, it's never going to execute anything below this continue. So what continue does, it just like a short circuit, so it's going to just quickly move you back to the start of the loop. It will still do increment part, it's still going to do a compare condition, but it's not going to execute anything in for loop below continue statement.
Okay, I think I understand now.
Okay, that was the first keyword. Another keyword is a little more, even more interesting, I would say. So it's called break. If you remember when we write the while loop, right? So if you want I do while. If I want to print like all numbers till 10, right? From 0 to 10. So I less than 10. So, and remember I had to do increment, right? If I don't increment, that loop would be running forever. So there are two ways to exit from the loop. One is to change the condition. This is what we did. We changed the condition. So because we changed the value which is used in the condition. So at some point this condition became false and it allowed you to exit from the loop. Another way to do it is to use so-called break keyword. What break keyword does, as soon as you hit this keyword, it immediately exits the loop, any loop, while, for, doesn't matter. So how many times do you think it's going to print I? What's going to print on the screen?
Well, int I equals 0, while I is less than 10, console right line I, so it's going to print 0, but then nothing else.
Yes, because it's going to immediately break. Let's see what's going to happen. You were right. So it only prints once because we use exit condition. And it's very helpful. So now we can rewrite many things. So for instance, if you had remember forever loop, so you can do while true, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is infinite loop, right? But what we can do, if we say if I more than 10, let's remove this. I do break, and we can add this one. So what's going to happen? It's going to run. We assume it's going to run infinitely, but there is a condition where it's going to break the loop. So it's actually not an infinite loop, right?
Because it breaks.
Yes. So what do you think is going to print on the screen?
It's going to print all the values from
Until?
0 till 10, and then it will break.
Till how much?
Till 10.
Including 10 or excluding 10?
Oh, excluding until 9 then.
Yep. So from 0 to
9. 11. Why did it go till 11?
let's see. Let's put a breakpoint, and we can try to use. We can put a condition, right? Here we say, because you don't want to check each value like 1, 0, 5, 6. You want to see what's going to happen. We're going to break it when it reaches 9, right? Let's run it. So I is 9. It's going to print 9. Is I greater than 10?
No.
No. So now it's 10. It's going to print 10
Again.
right? Is 10 greater than 10?
No.
So it's going to increment it. I became
11.
11.
Oh, so then it realizes after it printed 11 that
Exactly.
11 is less, greater than 10.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
So what critical to understand is using break we can mimic some other conditions, right? For instance, if we had piece of code like this, 10 if hour less than 12, ooh, not food, good morning. So what do you think it's going to print on the screen?
It's going to print good morning because the value is still less than 12.
Yes, so let's see, run it. It did print good morning, right? But we can use while statement instead of using if, because it still use the same principles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So while, so it's going to check if the value is
Yeah, so it's still going to print good morning because 10 is still less than 12. And then it's going to, so it's just going to go in the brackets and execute that.
And do you think I did it right? Or did I make a mistake here?
Well, you don't have an exit condition, so it's never going to exit.
So it's going to do what?
It's just going to keep going, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Exactly. So what I need to do?
You need to increment it or just break it.
So I can do, change the condition. Say, if I want to print it once, I can do it.
Okay, yeah.
If I want it run once, or I can do break. So this is equivalent, you see.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole point of this exercise. I just want to explain you that all of them are kind of equivalent. So you can even use for loop. Do you want to do for loop and do the same thing? Let's run it, just see if you were right. How many times should print?
Once.
Yeah. So can you use for loop to do the same?
Okay.
Instead of while?
Okay, so with a for loop, it's basically the same thing as while, but it puts everything, the condition and the exit condition in one parenthesis. So for this, we do the semicolon.
So the second one is?
The condition.
Okay, what's the condition?
So hour is less than 12, and then semicolon, and then
and the third one was iterator, but we don't need iterator right now, right?
So we can just put it.
We're just gonna skip it.
Yeah. Okay. And then in brackets. So since it's already executing this, we can just do
We have to print.
hour.
We said we wanted to print good morning, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Good morning. And then it would just be the same right after console write line good morning. You would do another break, right?
Right? Now run.
Good morning. Okay, so that's it for today on Code with Camilla. Come back next week for more videos.